Okay, so I have one last thing, at least I think it's the last thing to show you in Chapter 3, and that is computing the mean for mean and variance and standard deviation for grouped data. Data that's in a table, right? Data that has a, well, you can see classes, just like we learned in Chapter 2. So, for example, this class is 40 to 49. It's technically 49.999999, but we didn't bother to show all the decimal places, okay? So the problem with this is that if you want to go type stat edit, okay, there it is, stat edit. So we know we don't want the old junk, so let's clear that out. Clear, go over to the right, up, and press clear, right, never delete, always clear. Okay, we know we want this portion, 40 to 49, to be showing up right here in L1. The problem with that is, let me show you, if you do 40 to 49, it thinks you want 40 take away 49, which is -9. Okay, but that's not what we want at all, okay? So this isn't going to help. So what we need is a way to represent this whole class. All right, well, look, 40 to 49.99999 minutes. The best representation for that class would be the middle of the class. Okay, you wouldn't want to take 40, 40 is too low. You wouldn't want to take 49 because that's too high. So you would use the midpoint. The midpoint is 40 plus 50, remember from Chapter 2, not 49, because this is really 49.9999999 forever. Okay, we don't write it, but that's what it is. So you want to take 40 plus 50 and divide it by 2. Okay, that would be 45. I mean, if you don't believe me, here, quit. Oh, wait, stat, edit, hold on, I can do it in there. Parentheses, 40, oopsie, sorry, 40 plus 50, close parentheses, divided by 2, enter, 45, see? And the next one would be 50, so, sorry, left parentheses, 50 plus 60, close parentheses, divide by 2, and so on, okay? So let's see, what is going to be? 65, 75, 85, 95, 1, oopsie, my bad, clear, 105. Okay, notice they're all 10 apart because that's what the class width was. Look, 40, 50, 60, 70, 10 apart, right? 49, 59, 69, 79, 10 apart, right? 45, 55, 65, 75, 10 apart. The class width is consistent. We learned that hopefully in Chapter 2. It's not always consistent, but a lot of the times it's consistent, okay? So now you're going to type in the frequencies. The frequencies are 8, 44, 23, 6, 107, 11, and 1, okay? All right, now I've got my midpoints and my frequencies. Midpoints aren't perfect, but they're going to be the best you can do for grouped data like this, data that's stuffed into groups. Okay, now let me clear this out because you don't need to see all that data entry. To find the mean and the standard deviation, go stat, calc, one variable stats, L1, second 1, comma, L2, second 2, because that's where my data is. If you put it in L5 and L6, then tell it L5 and L6. Then you press enter, and swing, there's the mean right there, 74.85. There's the standard deviation, 14.715, or 14.679, depending on whether this is sample or sample or population. To be honest with you, in these ones, a lot of the times they're going to take sigma. There's a reason for that I don't want to get into. Well, I'll get into it. It's because for things like the grades we had before, that the total for the column makes 1. Like for this problem, oopsie, for this problem, the total for the column makes 1, and they don't like that. Okay, so so sometimes it's going to use sigma, sometimes it's going to use S. Now that's the standard deviation and the mean, right? Mean, standard deviation. How do you find the variance? Well, the variance, remember from earlier, you're just going to take whichever one you want. Let's say 14.679, and you're going to square it. Enter. That's your variance, 215.47. So your standard deviations say this is the 14.679. The variance is this guy. Okay, or if you use S, then take 14.716 and square that. All right, I think we're finally all done with Chapter 3. See you later.